Hello guys, and welcome back to another Mangas Mech Mad Mondays Madness game. You know what I mean. You know why we're here. That's fine. Now we're 10% more manga because I'm putting on weight, and that's not good. But anyway, I digress. Right. So where did we leave off? Yes, RNG screwed us over royally in the last match and basically kicked the ass out of my Centurion. So we need to repair that. Luckily, we do have a Hunchback that's spare, which is fine. The downside is I don't have the equipment to rebuild this properly. So... we could go with what? Let's just check what ammo I've actually got. I have Artemis ammo for the SRMs. So we could how much is an SRM 6, SRM 4, SRM 2?
New weapon systems available.
So let's try this. Let's go with putting an Artemis in, moving the ammo for our AC-10 down there. Then we'll stick the Artemis ammo for the SRMs in there, and then stick an SRM 4 and an SRM 2 in. I mean, it's not great. Don't have a lot of other options right now. Replace the hand, replace that hand, replace the lower arms. Now, the other issue I have is I've lost a core 200 and I only have a 215, which is going to give me more weights. But that's fine. What's our heat efficiency like? 27, 23, so that's fine. So we could... I know it's not great, I don't really have a lot of options. I mean, I've got a couple of... I could stick a couple of medium lasers in there, but that'll just make us a bit hot. Honestly, right now, I just kind of want to max the armor out as much as possible. I'm not a massive fan of 60 on the legs, especially as that's where our ammo is. So I don't know why it does this weird thing with with these numbers. Throws my OCD right out the window. I'm not worried too much about armor on that side, as we haven't got anything in it. So we may drop some armor on there, and honestly, I'm just armoring up the legs and the armor bit on that side. I think that'll do. So we haven't got an XL, we haven't got any different engines, we haven't got anything really else to put in it. I think we may need another heatsink just to shut that up. That's fine. So if you're ever not sure, guys, if you see like symbols up the top, if you just hit confirm, it will tell you what you need to replace, and we've already done that, so it doesn't matter. So downside is we've lost our mech for 31 days.
We're almost completely out of cash.
And we're 30 grand in debt, which isn't good. So we need to quickly spec up our mech warriors, and we need to get cracking. So Bex, we're just going to get a bit more armor. Puffin is our scout, so she can have the sensor lock.
Yes, Commander.
Sprocket I want as a gunner, and Stormcloud doesn't have any XP on anyway, so moving on up. We have a capture base, and we have Tell you what, I'm going to save it while I remember that this is all going on. I think that's what I saved it as. Okay, so we can either do now. We'll try this. We'll go for max salvage. We need a hunchback. And now, seeing as Puffin is probably the slower target, this has got the slowest movement, I'm going to put Sprocket in the hunchback because the hunchback's got the AC-20. Storm Cloud. Puffin in the Panther, and then Stormcloud in the Trebuchet. I think that's probably the best I can do right now. Yep. Okay, let's go. Right, while this is loading, guys, I just want to address something real quick. You may have noticed the sort of MechWarrior Online videos have kind of taken a little bit of a halt. There's not some issues with the game as such, but the community as a whole, there's some stuff going down. I'm not going to go into it. Anybody that's sort of in the know will know what I'm talking about. But basically, the games are super hard right now. It's really, really hard to create content for because there's not many people playing, so it takes longer to find matches. The quality of gameplay isn't quite as good as it was at this moment in time, and that there's a lot less team play going on. Makes trying to record videos extremely difficult. I spent 4 hours the other day trying to get like just 2 half decent matches in a mech that I'm fairly good in, purely because the teams were just melting and everything else. So I haven't forgotten about MechWarrior Online. I do still want to do the videos, but I do not have the time to invest 4 hours per video. I can make and edit 2 Battletech videos. If I do each Battletech video is an hour long, then I spend an hour editing with putting the Amina counter and stuff like that in there. So I can produce 2 videos in the time it takes for me just to record the footage for one 20-25 minute video. Do you see where I'm coming from? So from my time perspective right now, I cannot justify the amount of time that it would take for me to invest into getting the MechWarrior Online videos out. I'm hoping that situation will resolve itself sometime in the very short future. Just keep your eye out, and as soon as I can start, I do still regularly play the game anyway, so I'll notice when there's a shift happening and things, maybe settling down, and I'll try and start getting some more of my favourite builds out to you. But I'm not, I'm not a top 1% player. I'm not a good enough player that I can carry teams and carry matches and stuff like that. So I can hold my own, I can do well, but I can't save a 12-0 stomp and doing 200 damage. There's just literally nothing I can do. So I just wanted to get that out there. I haven't forgotten about the game, and I do still want to play it, and I am playing it. I do stream it primarily on Mondays and Fridays on Twitch. The link will be down below. And yeah, but for the purpose of recording videos, it's not efficient use of my time right now for me to do. So anyway, I've got that out of the way. I just wanted to get that. So let's get on. So I think there was a possibility of 2 lances on this one. So I don't think anything's going to happen, but I want all my mechs to be able to move in 1 turn.
What's up, boss?
So Puffin is in the Panther.
On the move. Full
Aha!
speed.
We have a mech. What do we have?
Sensors.
We have a Phoenix Orc. Okay. Is this the one with the medium X's or no? So we've got large pulse, 2 medium lasers. Okay, let's hope that this doesn't screw us over. How much evasion does he have? He has a lot of evasion, which is a bit concerning. But we're just going to have to try and get our evasion up. And I kind of want them to focus on the Wolfhound, as it's got the most evasion. And he's going to be less likely to hit. And yes, that's what we want. So also, guys, we are running the latest update of the mod. We are on version 2.8. So the new update brings new mechs. So we have I believe the king crab in, and we have the Mackie as well. I think it's in here. So they'll be interesting to see when we can find them. And obviously a load of other usual sort of bug fixes and stuff like that. So just so you know, that's where we're coming from. I am going to make a permanent thing to sort of put links to the mods and all that sort of good stuff in the descriptions for every video rather than just having it for the one. I did completely forget about doing that the other day, and I will try my best. And I will also try and remember to put the link for the mod Discord in the channel, in the description as well. And we got hit with the AC-20. Yes!
Reporting critical hit.
Took his leg out. Down. Thank you. A Phoenix Hawk would be a nice pickup, actually. We can get that. That would be pretty good. We need money. We need money, 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 money. We have a Wasp. So, there's only 3 mechs, which is a little bit concerning. Because there's a light and there's a medium, so that over there is probably going to be a heavy for a 1 skull. Not entirely sure, we'll see. So we are going to move our Wolfhound up. And honestly, I'm going to try and take the legs off this thing. But I'm not really holding out any hope, considering my pilots can't even hit a stationary target. And not one shot went to the leg, but never mind. Let's try and get the firepower off the battlefield as quick as possible.
Negative damage. Repeat. Negative damage.
And now he's getting... Yeah, his other leg didn't take even remotely 1 hit. Yay, accuracy! Of course he's got jump pits. Yay! Alright. Okie dokie. Storm Cloud.
Got it.
Honestly, don't want to move too much right now because it's just going to mess with my accuracy, and it's bad enough as it is, so we're just going to have to go for the Wasp. I know I don't like spreading my fire like this. I do like to try and focus on 1 target at a time, but with the hit chances like this, you've just got to take, you know, you've got to balance taking the best possible shot that you can at the time, and trying to hit a 4 pip up there where you've got height modifiers as well, so that's 5.1%. so if we click on it, the max range is giving us a +6 modifier to miss, recoil +5 height, and the target moved and all the rest of it, so that's really not a good 18%. Yeah, let's try it.
On target.
See, now that looked like it hit, but it didn't.
That's a miss.
But there we go. Them's the brakes. We've just got to deal with it. I'm a bit concerned about what that is over there. That was an LRM-10. Be a trebuchet or another Centurion, maybe. No, it wouldn't be a Treb. A Treb would have more. So what we need to do now is move our Wolfhound up. And honestly, I'm going to try and precision strike his leg. That'll work too. Awesome. He's down. He's lost his evasion. He's got 1 health left. Great.
Receiving you.
Honestly, right now, 53, 5.4. I kind of need that Phoenix Hawk to jump back down. The height modifier is just crippling me right now. So we're just going to go with this. Yep, that works.
I I hope we can salvage that.
Ouch. Please tell me that hasn't got an LRM-15 in it. It's only got a couple of medium lasers, so it's not the end of the world if we lose that arm, but I'd rather we didn't.
Let's do this.
Okay. Still only 20%.
Got it.
Just trying to reduce the height modifier a little bit. See, the height's down to 3 from there. Honestly, we're probably going to have to drop all 3 of the medium lasers, just fire the LRMs, and just hope that we do some critical damage somewhere.
Yes, Commander.
Again, the same with...
On the move. Full speed.
And also, guys, in case you didn't know, like, why the different... There's different colours. So, the colour, if you're, like, straight on at a target, it's red. Then if you're, like, flanking a target, then it goes to, like, I think it's blue. And then if you're in the back of the target, you get green. So, it gives you an idea of whereabouts on the mech you're going to hit. And if you're at the, like, sort of front flanks, like, either side, I think they're purple. And then it goes to blue for the side and going towards the back flanks, and then I think it goes to green for the back. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but don't quote me 100% on it. Right, we're going to leave the AC-20 off because 11% right now, and we need to. There is a recoil effect, so the more you fire it, the less accurate it becomes. So you do need to stop it
Firing on
from
target.
doing that. There are mods, and you know, there is equipment you can get to change that, but. Okay guys, and we're back. Sorry about that. There's joys of still having the kids on summer holidays, so I have to sort of go and do things and come back again. So got another about a week and a half, and then the boys back at school full time, and my daughter starts part time. So I'll have a couple of hours free in the day to actually get stuff done. So fingers crossed for that. Yay! I love my kids to bits, but this summer holidays has been super tough. Going from like having only to deal with my daughter to having to deal with my son, not deal with, but having to like entertain and try and find time to record videos and stream, and everything else has just been super tough this last few weeks. So to say I'm kind of looking forward to September is a bit of an understatement. Anyway, where did we get to? So the Phoenix Hawk is still a bit of an issue. However, he is quite hot, so you can actually tell the mechs do actually start glowing if they get hotter. So at the minute you can see he's quite warm. And you can see his heat gauge is there, so he's on about half heat. But if you're not, if you just want it, you don't have to select on you can just hover over it and it tells you what the heat is. But you can actually tell, like, if they get super hot, they'll start glowing red and stuff. And yeah, okay, so it's a Royal Catapult. Now this is kind of good for 2 reasons. First off, Royal variants of mechs are worth a hell of a lot of money. Secondly, they're usually better equipped. And thirdly, most of his weapons are splash. So as long as we can try and keep our evasion up, we should be fine. So right now, if I can sprint, I mean that's 33%. That's not bad. I kind of want to take this Phoenix Hawk out. This Phoenix Hawk is going to be a bit of an issue. We can try. The hit chances are about the same as on the Catapult, and the Catapult's fresh, so I kind of want to get everybody on the go here. And again, I am fighting the height multiplier as well. 33, 46, I'll take it.
Copy that.
It seems they've buffed the AMS. Because honestly, in the last update, the AMS was garbage. Not like the previous version. AMS would like take out 1 out of an LRM-20 or something. It was ridiculously bad.
Got it.
Can I please get some decent hit chances on this? Right, this is my last salvo with my LRMs.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
He's run out of AMS ammo, which is great. We haven't...
Solid connection on that one.
He's panic level critical, but he's not ready to punch out, which is a little bit annoying. I need to get a decent hit chance on him. I'm going to ramp up the AC-20 here and just hope.
Aye, aye.
No. But one of the lasers hit and taking out his torso, he's dead. Lovely. Right, so now all we have to do is concentrate on the catapult, who's only firing 1 laser.
Warning. Armor low.
Mech warriors.
Okay, so now we are 4 on 1, which is great, and he didn't move, which is even better. So we're gonna whiz it around over here. Also, guys, be careful with your resolve. Don't be so quick to just use the precision strike and use it, because when your resolve hits 50% and your mech warriors become inspired, they get a bonus to their accuracy, and that applies to all of them. So as you can see here, Lance, 15 resolve, when the bar is at 50, become inspired, and they gain a +1 bonus to accuracy. So if I was to use a precision strike right now, that bonus would be gone. So just bear that in mind, that sometimes it might not need, you know, use your cool shots wisely, because the bonus accuracy, especially this early on to all of your mechs, may be the better option than trying to get that 1 precision strike and get some damage. So we've crit out one of his LRMs. The other issue is here that both of these are now completely out of whack, and we're out of LRM. Oh no, we have armor ammo. Oh, okay, I forgot we had that on there. Honestly, it's a tiny bit of overheat damage. I'm going to take it. I want to take the opportunity whilst he's not moving.
Ready for orders.
And I'm going over ground here because really that I get like the height advantage up there, but your mech moves faster over. If you move through water, it actually slows your mech down, so you can't move as far. So the distance probably works out the same, but I get the height advantage being over here, which is why I'm moving my mech, those two, that way rather than trying to cut across underneath. Ouchie. That's fine.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Oh, I'm gonna just keep dancing around this guy. I can't melee him, so I need to just keep my evasion up as best I can. I'll still be hit. Right, so we can get a shot in the back, so we'll do this. Really, I want to panic him. Or leg him.
All weapons committed.
Ammo explosion.
Enemy
You running a standard
critical
engine?
damage
Or light
detected.
engine? He's now unsteady, which is good. He's got a standard engine. Okay.
Ready for orders.
So again, we kind of want some decent... I mean, that's pretty good. And we're going to overheat, so we can just fire the SO4.
I think I hit something good.
He's only unsettled. Great.
Waiting for orders.
Storm cloud shouldn't really be a priority. Again, our overheat is nominal, so I'm taking it. And he's open on both the legs.
Target's taken a critical hit.
And he's knocked down. Nice. If we could pick this catapult up, that'd be amazing.
Good to go. Going full
But
throttle.
our chances of accurately taking this thing apart is not good.
Target confirmed.
That's pilot
Target
incapacitated.
eliminated.
And now there's another lance of mechs coming in. Okay. So what we need to do then is we need to ramp our evasion up and we need to cool everyone down. So we know we've got at least one turn for that to happen.
Commander?
So we are going to just sprint and... kind of want to be able to jump but still get a decent... Yeah, you don't want to put your mechs in the red zone. Not a good idea. It should actually say... Oh, mind you, it hasn't got the red dots, which is weird.
Waiting for orders.
Anyway, I need to... Honestly, screw it. Just go over it.
Let's move.
I'm going to try and move over into the high ground over there if I can, but we want that to cool down.
Commander.
Likewise with the hunchback. If we don't fire, obviously that's our recoil gone. So, fingers crossed, we don't get like 3 assault mechs dropping on us or something. It's not my luck. So, what have we got here? We've got a Spider, 2 medium pulses and an SRM6. That's actually quite... And we have a Blackjack with 2 ER larges and streaks. Okay. Okay. So what we are going to do here is... I don't want to make... A problem with unstable ground is it can affect your melee chance, so there is quite a strong chance that your mech won't actually melee at all because it's unstable. So even though this is slightly less chance to hit, it's guaranteed it's at least going to do the attack. So we're going to go with that. And we'll hopefully take this guy apart.
Waiting for orders.
And the Blackjack hasn't moved. You know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to reserve and I'm going to let him see if he does something first. And then I'm going to do something about it afterwards. Right, okay.
Good to go.
So he hasn't really moved. So what I'm going to do is hopefully hit him in the back with all of this.
Here it comes.
And of course the PPC missed. Why wouldn't it? The one thing I wanted to hit and that's the one thing that missed. Damn you, RNG! Damn you! Anyway, that's enough of that.
Commander.
Okay, so right now we also have the issue that we need to be in minimum range for our LRM. So we need to find somewhere that gives us the range for the medium lasers, but a decent hit chance with...
Heading out.
that. Honestly, I'm going to save the precision strike for the AC-20. So we're just going to go with this.
Standing by.
77%, that's good.
Affirmative.
Now we can precision strike and we shouldn't drop our resolve below 50. We're going to try a shot because why not? It's going to hit the arm, but that's fine. Okay. And he's run off. Okay. Right, so we'll ignore him for now. Just hope that doesn't bite us in the arse later on. And honestly, I'm just going to... We can actually do 10, 20, 30, 40... We'll actually do more damage this way, so we're going to do this. Punch him in the back.
Engaging physical
Open his
attack.
shoulder. Lose his evasive. take his torso off,
Enemy mech. Critical damage
stress him out,
detected.
which is good.
Orders?
And right now, just
Lock it all.
do that.
Target neutralized.
Done.
Ready for orders.
We need to find this little dude. Just trying it
One
in.
in the back.
Doesn't have a lot of armor in the back, so
Inflicted some heavy damage.
okay.
Receiving you.
Storm cloud.
Confirmed.
Was only going to be able to hit with the LRMs anyway. Engine destroyed. Tidy job.
That's a kill.
Excellente. So hopefully we should get some good salvage out of this. And then whiz through this real quick. I'm not going to be able to build anything because I don't have the time and I don't have the money. We'll try and get another mission done. So we've got no injuries, a little bit of damage on that, but that's fine. So we can't build anything. Medium pulse lasers, core 260, heat sinks, mask. Mask is a nice to have. Sure. And I think I'm going to go with the catapult part because it's just basically worth the most money. And honestly, I'll probably just go with the Phoenix Hawk and hope it gives me the other bit. Which it has. Nice. Okay, so we've got a bunch of heat sinks, Sedjet and AMS ammo, but that's fine. Alright, while we're loading, quick cut and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So we need to quickly not repair. Have they added in the auto repair armor feature then? It must have. It was obviously our Treb lost armor, so okay, so we have a Phoenix Hawk, which we can't build. We have a Vulcan, which we can't build. We have a Commander, which we can build, but we'd have to pay for the bits off one of the other ones. So honestly, right now, I'm just going to scrap the Locust because there's no way I'm going to use the Locust. I'm not going to be using a Wasp either, so we'll get rid of that. And I'll keep some of the other bits. I mean, that's put us into the back into the red because we are going to need to travel in a minute. So Bex. I don't need Puffin. I kind of want to increase your hit.
Good to go.
Sprocket as well. I'm going to work towards the bulwark ability next.
Good to go.
Storm, yeah, you need to be able to hit whatever you're shooting at. So okay, swift reclamation. So a claiming base, apparently opponent. Yep, we'll do that. Let's go. I'll do my usual trick and I'll save it. Then the only reason I'm doing that is I'm not scrubbing. It is just a case of in case I encounter a loading bug or you get one of the bugs where you can't finish the mission. I don't want to have to go back through all of that again. So that's why we're going for that. Okay, and we're back again. Okay, right, so there's not really a lot to do, so let's just go. Okay, so we've got one skull. So if it's a base, capture base, there's one skull. If there's possibility of being a blocking force, there's a possibility of turrets. More than likely going to be reinforcements, I would imagine. We need to get out. We need to stop doing missions for the pirates because they're it's not going to help us later on. So the more missions I do for the pirates, the less reputation I'm going to have with all of the other houses. And the less reputation you got, there's less missions that you're going to be able to do because you need to have a certain level of reputation to get them. So we kind of want to get out of the periphery as much as possible. So our next travel point is hopefully going to get us a little bit closer to that goal.
Full throttle.
And there's nothing on sensor range thus far.
Waiting for orders.
And our Wolfhound isn't really the most optimized punch bot right now. Because it doesn't have a lot of support weapons. So like when you're looking at a punch bot, you want a high melee rating, but you also want a decent number of support slots that you can pack full of small lasers and things. So you get your follow. So not only do you do your melee damage, you get a lot of the follow up that goes with, which is what we kind of want to work towards. So we're just going to keep going. I see turrets. There's at least 2 turrets. No, there's 3 turrets that we can see. And you can usually tell, even if you can't see, if you're not 100% sure, you can see these towers like with these hexagons on. So if you have a quick look around, they are still on the map. So like there's another one. So we know there's going to be 4 turrets. Because that one's there. The turrets usually sort of 3 or 4 of, depending on the size of the base. But yeah, so you can see the hexagon. So even though we can only spot 3 on our radar, you can see that there's a 4th slot that's going to be there.
What's up, boss?
So what I can do is if I can get Puffin into range here, maybe sensor lock one of these. No, literally just outside of our range. So what you can do, one of the nice little tip, if you do have an LRM capable mech, like the Trebuchet for example, you can sensor lock like from behind the hill, and then you can just like take out the turrets without ever taking any damage because you just keep sensor locking. As long as your sensor lock pilot is on a separate mech to your LRM pilot, then you can take most of the turrets out without actually ever being spotted in the first place.
Double time.
The other thing to remember, guys, with turrets is turrets usually have a better view range than you do. So just because you can't see the turret doesn't necessarily mean the turret can't see you. So like for example, if I pushed round to this left side over here, just because the turret might not be in my view range, the turret would still take pot shots at me because it can see me but I can't see it. So don't assume just because you can't shoot a target that the turret can't shoot you either. Turrets are also able to sensor lock you. They are, if they have LRM, so they can actually do the same thing back to you that I'm about to try and do to it. That's the plan anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Puffin up, and I am going to sensor lock this turret here.
Got a lock.
So we've got a light laser turret. So 2 medium lasers, so not super scary, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep behind this mountain and I hope they haven't got an LRM turret.
Commander,
Then we're going to move Stormcloud up.
moving to position.
As you can see, we've got an indirect line of sight. 60%, it's not great, but we could actually switch to the Artemis ammo, which gives us more accuracy. And boom.
Docking on target.
So we're actually able to damage the turrets without
Waiting for orders.
endangering our mechs, which is good, especially if they're going to drop reinforce. The fact that it says pacify the area around base means there's either mechs that we haven't found yet, or it's going to drop mechs in as soon as we capture the base. So we can leave this for now.
Ready for orders.
So what we can do is move Puffin over here
On the move.
and sensor lock that turret.
I've got a sensor lock.
Another light laser turret.
Let's
Move
do this.
Stormcloud over a little bit.
Position confirmed.
And there is method in my madness, bear with me.
Target acquired.
So what I can do with Bex now is if I can get in a position where I can only see that turret, probably not. So what I'm going to do is move this side
Full throttle.
and use her to finish this off.
Let's go.
I know I've exposed myself to that turret, but it's SRM6s and flamers, so as long as I don't get close, that isn't going to be an issue.
Yes, Commander.
And I'm assuming that other one is going to be the same. Yeah, so as long as we don't get close, we're fine.
Target confirmed.
I'm going to shoot to the moon with our AC-20 for whatever reason.
Turret destroyed.
And now we can basically pick
Commander?
these mechs apart from range, pick these turrets apart from range
Moving
now.
to position.
Well, if your 84% chance to hit PPC doesn't fly off into the middle of nowhere.
Engaging target.
Get used to that a lot. But yeah, my evasion's high enough that the SRMs aren't really an issue.
Receiving you. Consider me there. Locked on.
So that's that turret down.
Turret destroyed.
Hopefully the game sounds aren't coming through the microphone as well. Do apologise for that, guys, but I can't have my headphones on because I need to be able to hear what the kids are doing.
Receiving you.
So, get over here.
Roger that. Full speed.
And drop the AC-20. We're just going to fire the medium
Engaging the
lasers.
target.
Would have been nice if both hit, but never mind.
I've got eyes on hostile
Here come we.
reinforcements.
So we need this turret gone. Sharpish. So we got a wasp.
Receiving you. On it.
And a Jenna. I'm just going to try and take that. Yay! A PPC actually hit something. Whoop!
That
Oh, yeah.
turret is gone.
Oh yeah. Okay, and moving on. We have a fire starter. Okay. What we need to do right now, what we want to happen is we need them to move. But what will probably happen is they won't. Oh, no. Alright, I was expecting reserve shenanigans. And okay, so right now they're both 4. It's 15% chance to hit. 20. I need to get down from this slope because I need to be able to get up there and punch them. So
Full throttle.
I'm going to take this route anyway. Just going to shoot and hope. I'm not wasting a cool shot. I'm not wasting a precision shot with lasers. There's no point right now. It wouldn't have benefited us enough. What I do want to do is move my trebuchet. Do I?
Good to go.
Waiting for
Kind of
order.
want to lead with my trebuchet because if he can make a target
Location
unsteady,
confirmed.
it'll make the AC-20's job easier. 53 and 20, 13 and 46. So the fire starter it's going to be.
I am out of LRMs.
Orders. Moving to position.
28%, so it's going to bump us up to 46, so we're going to give that a go.
Got it.
Of course it's going to miss. Never mind. I wasn't really expecting it to, but you never know. And the Panther is just going to run over there and punch that in the face.
Yeah, Commander.
Take the leg off. It's fine.
Down
you go, son.
Taking a critical hit.
What I'm not doing is targeting the base, but like getting into the base specifically, just in case it triggers reinforcements as well. You never know. The more we can minimize having to deal with one, the better. So 96, 86, 86, 70, 84. It's the best option we've got. Just hope it doesn't hit, miss even.
Physical attack.
Small pulse for the win. He's now doing a runner.
Yes, Commander.
Honestly, I could probably... We actually move up, you can see the difference the height is making, giving us slightly more accuracy. So that's what we're going to go with. Yeah, I'm going to eat the heat.
Taking the shot.
And we got a head hit, nice.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Standing by.
And honestly, right now,
Affirmative.
oh, gotta love the hits
That is
and misses.
good.
Wait for the enemy to do something. I knew this was going to happen, but that should be fine. It should be in and gone.
Engaging physical attack.
They've also changed how the pulse lasers work in this now. Instead of seeing, so they're not broken. If you fire a pulse laser and you see only one flash, that's how they've changed it, so it only flashes once rather than flashing twice. I'm not into so if it hits, it hits. I think. I'm not entirely sure why or what the reason behind it is, but that's
Putting my
basically.
weight into it.
So the pulse lasers aren't broken, they have been specifically changed to do that. I'm not entirely sure why, but that's
Critical
why.
hit, Commander.
Right, this dude is pretty much... I was going to say foobarred, but all of his weapon systems are still online. And Trebuchet is now getting a little bit hot.
Receiving you.
Drop those, just fire those. That's another one off the battlefield.
Enemy down.
Good to go.
And we're going to precision strike you.
Locking on target. Enemy down.
That's our dropship, I hope. So we just need to nip in here. Brace, reserve, 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 done.
Waiting for my orders.
Mission complete. Done.
Mission successful.
Sorted. We're starting to gain momentum a little bit now. We're starting to... Pilots are starting to get a bit more experienced. A lot of people have said to me, sort of like, I don't know, they don't understand how I can play this game because of how difficult it is to play, especially in the early game. And I'll be honest with you, the difficulty curve is actually really difficult at the beginning. I get that it's supposed to be more challenging, but I think there's more balancing to be had, because really the game itself, from the early to the mid game, is quite difficult, because on borderlining on nigh on impossible in some cases, because the skull rating doesn't necessarily give an accurate representation of what you're going up against. So you could go up on a one skull and think you're just going to go, you're going to fight against a lance of lights and maybe a couple of mediums in as backup, and then they'll have a light, a medium, and a friggin' assault for no reason whatsoever, which I had the other day. But the actual game curve seems to sort of like be, the difficulty seems to be from the early to the mid, and then you get to the mid to the late, and it kind of just gets easy. You're at the point then where you're just literally playing Pokemech, and you just you're just trying to see how many mechs you can complete, and how many different pilots you can train up, because once you sort of say you get to the mid game and you can start optimizing your mechs and your pilots are actually a little bit better, it actually makes the game a lot easier. Okay, where was I? Mid-rent. God, kids, Jesus. Right, so yeah, for anybody that is interested in starting a game, I will say this: the game is quite difficult at the beginning, especially if you're only used to vanilla, and there are so many things that you have got to deal with. You've got to deal with the enemy pilots are more accurate than you are. They're usually piloting better mechs than you've got. They usually got better weapon systems that you've got. Your only real option is keep your evasion up and just go around and punch everything that you can and just try and survive. There are some missions that are genuinely going to screw you over, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about that, and you will probably fail the first 2 or 3, 4 attempts at trying to start a new career mode or whatever, because the difficulties there. I still think there's optimizations to be had in the mods themselves, and I'm not just talking about this mod specifically. Battletech, when I was playing it before, I can't comment on it now, but specifically before, the early game difficulty was quite tough, and then you sort of got to the mid game where you started getting clan weaponry and stuff, and then the difficulty kind of just fell off. It kind of got to the point then that there wasn't really your whole purpose then was with respect to the Battletech, they've got kind of a live updated map, so you can actually influence what particular houses have what territory, and you can ally yourself with houses, and you can try and take over planets for them and stuff. So that kind of adds the interest into the late game for that. But primarily the difficulty is all at the beginning, and once you get over the beginning hump, then once you start getting a couple of more medium mechs under your belt, and you start getting some decent weapon systems under your belt, and a couple of XL engines and some endo steel, you're pretty much set then, and the difficulty sort of seems to ramp off. So the only thing I will say is the game is quite difficult at the beginning, and you have to have a different mindset coming into it. But it is good to stick with, and it is good fun. For me, primarily, a lot of the things that I like to do, I like to build new mechs, I like to play around with builds, I like to play sort of mech Barbie, and change loadouts and stuff like that, and I like to try and collect as many different mechs as I can, and just but for me it's a learning experience, so I can see what all the different variants are, and just trying to learn a little bit more about the Battletech universe as a whole. So with that in mind, we are now, I think we're pretty much done on this planet, which is quite good, because we are probably coming up to about the time we're going to need to end it here. Wait for the loading screen to finally do something. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Right, okay, so pretty sure we've done all the contracts that we can do. These are nowhere near what the hell I'm going to go in anywhere near right now. So we're going to quickly check our mech warriors over. Beck still can't do anything. Ghost, even though she's injured, we're going to put that on there anyway. There's nothing I can do with Puffin. We need to start going possibly towards tactics for Sprocket because we want like the cold shot bonuses. And Stormcloud is we're just going to get aim up. We need some gunnery going. Right, so we'll do a quick check of the hiring hall. Make sure there's nobody here that's
Waiting for orders.
He has Bulwark. I think we'll have that.
New mech warriors available.
So we've got enough money to get us through the next thing, and he's still in repair. The engineering, is there anything cheap that I can get going? 360,000, that's 90,000. 25, 900,000. So repair and refit, 450. Ouch. 270. No. 270. All right, it's going to be power then. All right, we'll do that.
It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
And yeah, so we'll just have a quick check. Make sure there isn't any mechs that we can build. And it doesn't look like it apart from a commando, which we don't. So, nope, we're going to leave it at that. So what we need to do now is we need to find somewhere to go. So we do have, this the other good thing about this mod now, we do have, you can filter, you can change what sort of planet types you're going to fight on, and you can also search for particular difficulties in your, you know, your difficulty bracket, as to speak. So I'm kind of liking the look of this. You want to pay particular attention to this little box down here under the attributes. You want to be looking for stuff like former star lead presence, inner sphere level civilization, large population, manufacturing, mining, stuff like that, because that means there's a chance that the markets, the store is going to have better equipment for you to buy, rather than going for something that's, if I can just find a quick example, possibly. So yeah, this has got like black market, periphery level scissor, and it's poor, small, but so that's really the market for that in there is going to be a bit naff. Whereas this one over here is kind of going to be a bit more. It's going to be moons and things, which moons tend to be hotter levels, but it's 60,000. It's 27 days. Hopefully we'll get our mech pilot back.
Roger that.
So we're going to get on with that. And on the sailing out, we are going to end it there. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in this week. Don't forget to leave a rating. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the video and you want to see more of it. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get the link. I'm trying to keep a regular schedule, so hopefully mech videos on Monday, vlogs will be on a Wednesday if and when I can do them. Obviously they are dependent on whether I'm out and about on stuff that's going on in real life. And Fridays, at the moment, it's kind of the Raft series, but Fridays is going to be more of our sort of like general other gameplay. So do stick with me, guys. I am working on everything as much as I can. Don't forget to come over and see me on Twitch. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. Usually the same time. The link's in the description. The time's all there. It's got a countdown timer and everything. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.